Rick DiPietro.
Nah.
What?
Nah.
He was hurt.
Yeah, it's not even just the injury. Like the DiPietro contract was bad. If we're talking bad goalie contracts, Ilya Bryzgalov, that was the worst contract. But Bobrovsky's pretty bad.
But if Bobrovsky wins, what was he brought there to do?
I don't care. Doesn't matter.
What do you mean you don't care?
Doesn't matter.
Everything.
That has absolutely hamstrung that franchise in such a
doesn't hamstrung. They just won a Stanley Cup. How are they hamstrung?
Come on. No one, okay, first off, let me remind you, Rhett, that this team lost its way into the playoffs. If the Pittsburgh Penguins do not lose to the Chicago Blackhawks, we're not even talking about this team.
And we are, though. So
what? He didn't even start the first 3 games of the playoffs. He was a $10 million goalie.
If they win, how many guys have been rewarded with
30-year-old journeyman?
Why did they bring him there?
Did he just shh me?
You did. Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, I didn't. I was going to say something, then I caught myself. I didn't shush.
You shushed yourself.
I got shushed.
No, you didn't get shushed. I was saying, what did they bring him there for? To help him win a Stanley Cup. If he wins a Stanley Cup, how many guys have been overpaid because they helped the team win a Stanley Cup?
That's not how it works.
First off, 100% how it works.
No. Let's
Brent Seabrook. That's 100% how it works.
Brent won before he got paid. That's not the same.
Yeah, let's go back and let's talk about the summer that he signed the deal with Dale Talon. There was only one other team that was in the mix, potentially, that even had an opening to sign Sergei Bobrovsky. And it was the New York Islanders who went with Varlamov instead. You saw the price point that they were at. And I have this on good authority, just so you know, the original deal that the Florida Panthers offered Sergei Bobrovsky was 7 years, $35 million. Somehow, in the process between that offer and the end, Dale Talon got absolutely taken to the woodshed.
Wow.
And they came back and said, how does $70 million sound over 7 years?
And this was how many days after drafting Spencer Knight in the first round? Please remind us.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. Who, by the way, Spencer Knight, obviously not in uniform for the Florida Panthers, entered the NHL, an NHLPA assistance program. Also signed to a an expensive contract extension. So the Panthers have $14.5 million committed to goaltending next season for the next 3 years. Ooh.
The Bobber could get hurt after he wins the Cup and the Conn Smythe. That's fine.
Oh, Shea Weber style. Like you play all 6 games of the final and then never to be heard from again.
The Mike Smith style. Yeah,
training,
the job management.
That's not going to happen.
This new way of training, man, is tough on the body. It's hard on them.
So I will say, though, the interesting part about this run to the final is, does this actually make Bobrovsky tradable after the fact? Like, would someone now at 35% discount or 40% discount, would someone take Bobrovsky now?
I feel like 6 is that number where it's like, okay, you're a not top, but like top 10-ish caliber, top of the market goalie, UFA money.
Like
so
Jacob Markstrom money.
It's more than what Jack Campbell got last year. Yikes. If it was, 3 years left, I believe, at 5, 6.
Would you?
I would.
I mean, I just don't see a team that feels like they're a goalie with that has the cap space for that. So now you really got to make some moves to make it happen. I still think it's tough.
Yeah, but you always, just looking at the goalie for the price, assume you have a need and the space.
I wouldn't. I think somebody will. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. This just feels
just a like 2 up and down. So he's great for 2 months and maybe he wins Conn Smythe. He's been shit for a half decade.
Well, here's going to be the real test. We got Cup final that starts on Saturday. Mm-hmm. That will be 10 days between games. That is a really, really hard run to keep going for a guy that out of the clear blue sky has been on this run.
Yeah, it was awful down the stretch. Like they turned Alex Lyon.
Again, they started Alex Lyon, 30-year-old journeyman, over $10 million guy for the first 3 games of the playoffs.
And down the stretch, yeah. Games they had to win to get in.
What about Aiden Hill?
I love how Rhett's like, yeah, this is what he was brought here for. Like, to what? Sit on the bench for the first 3 games of the playoffs?
If he again, well, we are playing the if he wins the Stanley Cup scenario, so that still has to happen. If he wins the cup, it was money well spent.
It's still the worst contract. Even if he wins the cup, it's still the worst contract in the history of the NHL.
If they don't have him, they don't win the Stanley Cup. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. What are you talking about?
I think even they would tell you that it's still a terrible contract. Even if, like, I think the owner
then
would
they
be
don't
like,
want to win the Stanley Cup.
I can't believe I'm paying this guy.
Don't win the cup then. That's fine.
Okay.
I think both can be true.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that for sure they aren't where they are without Bobrovsky. That said, he doesn't need to be making $10 million every year.
Full term 7 at a UFA.
For the full, right?
When you were competing against yourself.
Yes. With Spencer Knight
I can't believe I got shh.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
He's denying it. We're going to go to video review. We'll let
we'll
Toronto do the review and get back to us.
Can we have Wes McCauley do the...
Overturn that.
Like that, overturn it.